Welcome to WhyZ. As you can see, today's video is special. Actually, most of my favorite YouTubers are uploading this sort of a tier making video. So I thought I should also make one. So in this particular video, I will be making a list of all the Pokemon movies out there. So this is the usual S, A, B, C, D, E format, and please keep in mind that these are my personal opinions and this is not the absolute truth. You are free to agree or disagree to my opinions. And please mention your thoughts in the comment section below. And I'm making this video on the Tier Maker app or a website. You can also make your own list here. So anyway, let's begin with the first choice. The first one is, of course, Mewtwo. This is a classic movie. This is a definite S tier. I mean, this movie had it all. It had everything between the conflict of Pokemon and humans, and the conflict of why fighting is necessary or fighting is not necessary. It gives a moral grey tone to the series that is not usually prevalent everywhere. And of course, Ash's death and the eventual ending. It was just perfect. The next one is Pokemon 2000. This movie about Lugia, it was again a very good movie. But in my opinion, it was not as good as the previous one. So I'm putting it at A. Next is the third movie with Entei and Unknown. Now, this movie, in my opinion, is a solid A because it had many interesting moments and the whole storyline with Ash's mother becoming that part of that unknown, and it was just a good movie. You know what I'm talking about. One of my absolute favorite moments from this particular movie was when Charizard finally saves Ash when Ash is about to fall down from that cliff. That was a really cool moment. Next is, what is this? This is Jirachi. Yeah. So again, this movie, it was good, but I don't have many fond memories about this particular movie. It was the first time when I watched it, it was fine. But after subsequent rewatches, it did give a sour taste to me. So I'm placing this on C. Next is Pokemon Heroes. A very solid movie. I wanted to give it at A position, but I think it would be better at B. The very conflict, again, it had a very realistic conflict, and it did have some mature tones to it, which is not usually the case with most Pokemon movies, which are almost all about saving the world or just it's you know what Pokemon is all about. But Heroes was a bit different here. Next is Jirachi the Wishmaker. I don't like this movie. I mean, it's fine. It's not as bad as some of these, so I won't give it D or E, but it's perhaps a C. It's perhaps a C. Now, this movie, Destiny Deoxys. Okay, I just probably butchered the pronunciation. I want to give it an S, but I think it would be suitable for an A. But this movie is genuinely very good because the whole conflict, the whole storyline between space Pokemon coming to Earth and then Rayquaza acting as a guardian of Earth, it was a really cool movie. In my opinion, that fight between Rayquaza and the various forms of Deoxys was really good. The storyline of this movie was also taken up by another movie down the line, but it was not able to replicate the success of this particular movie. This movie did something really, really good. So I'm sure it deserves an A spot. Next is Mew, The Legend of Mew. If you have been watching Pokemon as a kid, then you definitely know that this movie is among the best of best. It had everything. It had emotion, it had fun, it had tears. It was a pack of everything. It was such a great movie. And honestly, that last scene when Lucario sacrifices himself, that was so good. This movie, in my opinion, made everyone a fan of Lucario a lot. Like, a big reason for Lucario's popularity among the fandom is because of this movie. Next is the Temple of Sea. Now, surprisingly enough, I really like this movie despite its like really weird concept. It's not as good as an S tier, but it definitely belongs on the A tier. Next, once again, a great movie, a really, really good concept in the Pokemon lore. This is the Darkrai movie. And perhaps having one of the best visuals also. The fight between Dialga and Palkia and Darkrai trying to stop everything, and the utilization of the Prism Tower. No, it was not Prism Tower. Space and Time Tower. Everything surrounding that song, and it was overall a very, very good movie. Now, this movie, Chiratina, I don't like it. It is a continuation of the previous movie, so it's not that bad that I'll put it on D or something, but it's just, it deserves a C, I guess. And sadly enough, a continuation of that, these two previous movies was Arceus, but I don't like it. So I think Arceus deserves a D spot. It was overall just a boring movie. I didn't like it. So that's my opinion. And please don't hate me for this. I know there are many people who must have liked this movie a lot, but this is just my personal opinion. Okay, now the next couple of movies are just horrible in my opinion. I am actually not a huge fan of the Black and White series and everything that surrounds Unova. There were certain good parts about it, but okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. So Zoroark was bad. It deserves an E. This also E, and this also E. Now, my reasoning for putting these two Black and White movies on E is that it was really forgettable. I mean, this movie did nothing too huge something. It was not a great addition to the Pokemon lore as a whole. On the other hand, this particular movie, which I don't even remember the name of it, Kyurem or whatever, the swords thing, it did a good addition to the Pokemon lore, but overall it was a really horrible movie. So that's why I'm putting it at E. Now, here things get interesting. I said about Destiny Deoxys that this kind of a storyline was taken up by another movie. Now that is about Gensect. Now this movie, just like the previous one about Deoxys, did a really good storyline, but overall it lacked the pace and impact of the previous movie, and because of that Mewtwo stuff, I didn't like it at all. Mega Evolution of Mewtwo is horrible. Cocoon of Destruction is bad. It's just bad. I don't even want to say why. Now, here's an interesting one, and probably people will debate and disagree with me over this one the most. I really love Hoopa and the Clash of Ages. It's probably something that you don't like, and I understand why. But for me, Hoopa was a very good movie. Maybe because of that nostalgia associated with the original Pokemon movie and the return of all those legendaries. But it was just a very good overall movie in my opinion. You are free to disagree with me, but this is just my opinion. Volcanion was okay. It's probably C tier, but no, it's not even C tier. It's D. And now these two have a very peculiar situation. These are the alternate continuities. I didn't like this movie that much, but it doesn't deserve an E spot. The only saving grace for this particular movie was the last part of Ash's death. Minus that part of Pikachu speaking to Ash, I really liked Ash's death. And once again, God Pikachu saves the day. God Pikachu, I mean, that Thunderbolt was just awesome. And lastly, this movie sucks. This is bad. Power of Us is bad. So anyway, this is my list of all the Pokemon movies that I've watched till now. I haven't seen Detective Pikachu yet. but I'm obviously seeing that the reviews for that movie are very good. Once my semesters are over, I will obviously see that movie and I'll probably add it to it. But that's it for today. I will be making more tier lists like these on topics like Ben 10, Digimon, and even Dragon Ball, but only after my semester exams are over. So I guess that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Like, share, and subscribe for more. This is WhyZ, and I'll see you soon in the next video.